Welcome to Precision Neuromuscular Therapy for the upper extremity. This video clip is meant to show you how you can integrate this work into a session so that you have a chance to see all the pieces fit together. Notice that in this video, Jan Keener is asking the client where she has pain, where she has discomfort, what makes it worse, what makes it better. And again, this interview doesn't take a long time. A little structural assessment, looking at shoulder height, and also whether one shoulder is anterior of the other one. Then using the goniometer to assess forward flexion. Again, notice how quickly she does the measurement and then charts it. Looking at abduction now. Again, these measurements shouldn't take a long time. You should be able to do them quickly, succinctly, and with clarity. The empty can test, looking at the supraspinatus. Thumb up, strength testing the deltoid. Palm up, looking at the long head of the bicep, speeds test. Again, we'll take that information and integrate it into the session. Now the client is on the table and we'll look at external rotation of the humerus. First with palpation, then quantifying it with goniometer. Now internal rotation. Again, the tests have to be done quickly, clearly, and with authority. Now notice that Jan will start just with some simple movements of the shoulder. Looking at, again, when she lifts the shoulder up, is there any resistance from below coming from the latissimus, from the teres muscles? Plus it just feels great. And this client has described some pain and discomfort at the upper angle of the scapula, and so Jan will immediately go there because this again is where the client has complained of some pain. Feels that her shoulders are a little rounded forward also and has difficulty in forward flexion. The levator scapula is also one of the muscles that can restrict forward flexion. As is the rhomboid, which is where Jan is now. These things feel great, they're easy to integrate, and it connects with the client, and if this is where the client complains of pain, we want to address that area specifically. Now Jan's going right into the latissimus, and teres major. She'll compress the lat and have the person actively lift their arm over their head. Remember that this always connects back to the reason the client came, and in this case, restriction of forward flexion, restriction of abduction, discomfort near the scapula, and a feeling of rounded shoulders. This is the little upper trapezius and upper shoulder routine that we did. Notice again how easily Jan blends this together, the little movements. All the little pieces are rolled together into a wonderful dance that feels phenomenal for the client. Adding a little variation now, she's pinning the upper attachments and then stretching the distal attachment. Addressing each attachment of the levator. moving smoothly from one segment into the other. Now, since this person has a sensation of shoulders that are rounded forward, a little myofascial work over the pectoralis major, addressing its attachment on the humerus with her right hand. And explaining to the client why this muscle is important and what its role in rounded shoulders and sitting at a desk and typing all day, how this muscle is affected by that. A little compression. And now she'll add the stretch that we did in class. Broad contact, a more myofascial approach to this muscle. Going easy. This is often much more potent than it looks, so the therapist has to be careful. Potency is not determined by the effort on the therapist, it's determined by the effect on the client. Much of PNMT work is much more effective than it looks. Now she's pinning and stretching the pectoralis minor. Always trying to isolate fibers. And again, transitioning easily out of that. Now she'll doing a little lat, and now she's moving into serratus anterior. A few movements integrating the upper shoulder stuff again to give the client a break. And then addressing serratus anterior with this stretch. Our goal here is to show you how you can integrate all of these little pieces so that the session isn't fragmented, but it flows easily from one section to the other one, producing a wonderful experience for the client. An experience that gets stellar results. In the end, we want the measurements to change, we want their pain reduced, and it's always about great results.